Kiyomi McMiller, who is headed to Penn State. And this might be a possible Hail Mary. That might just work. It might just work. Okay, guys, here's the deal. Kiyomi McMiller, it was revealed over the weekend that she was going to Penn State, and then it seemed like she was trying, like either her or whoever was using her social media was trying to walk that back and make a big announcement or whatever on this past Monday. The announcement happened, and what we knew before, we now know again. So this is officially official. Kiyomi McMiller is going to Penn State. After a roller coaster freshman year at Rutgers that featured some jaw-dropping highlights for sure, but also featured some off-court drama, McMiller is headed to Penn State. And the reason why I said that this is a Hail Mary of sorts, because I kind of think it is. Why? Because the Penn State Lady Lions were horrible this past year. They were one, I believe they were 1 of 17 in the Big Ten. Like they were bad. And this is a team that lost the majority of their roster. The majority of Penn State's roster is gone. They only return 2 players. That's it. They return 2 players from last year. This is a team that needed something. Like they needed something, and now they finally have something. They got somebody to go to their school, and we'll ultimately see what happens from here. But yeah, this is kind of wild. I would say this is kind of like a wild thing that I didn't expect her to pick Penn State. Like Penn State was not on my radar at all for her to choose. However, somebody got to go to Penn State, and it seems like that somebody is Kiyomi McMiller. Now, guys, a reminder: I talked about this yesterday, but 9 players on Penn State's roster has entered the transfer portal. 9 players entered the transfer portal. Again, this team was 1 in 17 last year. That means 1 win, 17 losses in Big Ten play. Like, they were trash. And with barely anybody on the roster left, they needed this program was basically hanging on by a thread. They needed a jolt of electricity to their program and a reason for somebody to show up next year. And they got that. They got that in getting Kiyomi McMiller because she is a very, very talented player, right? This past year, she averaged 18.7 points a game, 4.7 rebounds a game, 3 assists a game. She was a fantastic freshman for Rutgers this past year. She was flashy, she was fearless, she was productive, and she earned multiple Big Ten honorable mention. She earned the Big Ten honorable mention award. She also got multiple Freshman of the Week honors as well. She was on the Ann Myers-Drysdale midseason watch list, and she's a walking mixtape in a lot of ways. She got some cool handles. She has a flair to her game, an entertainment level to her game that is very, very fun to watch. Her scoring is consistent. She had a couple of 30-point games this past season. And so she has talent. But there was some off-season stuff that, was not great. There were some games that she did not play for Rutgers, not because she was injured, but because of other stuff that was happening. And now she's going to be going somewhere else, and we're going to see what happens from here. Here's what Carolyn Kieger, the head coach for Penn State, said. She said, her game is electric. Her mindset is elite. She's coming to Penn State on a mission. I mean, she kind of is. But it's a risky one of sorts because of just like some of the risky one for both sides, because Kiyomi McMiller is going to a team that literally lost almost their entire roster. So there's a question mark of what's going on there. Like, why in the world you lose your roster? And it's not like they lost their coach, So it's risky on Kiyomi's part of going to a team that is not very good. And on Penn State, the question is, some of the off-court stuff, like her not playing in games, and like some of the social stuff, like there's a sort of risk there as well, right? There's a risk there, because if y'all don't remember, Kiyomi McMiller publicly kind of clashed with Rutgers head coach Coquise Washington, right? She even posted on Instagram that she was benched against her will in a game. You know, it was messy. It was not a good look. It was not a good look. Now at Penn State, Kiyomi is going to have an opportunity to get a reset. She's not walking into a polished system. She's walking into absolute chaos at Penn State. But this is a team that's looking to rebuild. There is no real foundation, no core, no stars, which means this is Kiyomi McMiller's team. She will have the keys to the offense and will be asked to lead, and she'll have every chance to make Penn State her own. And, you know, this is a lot of pressure, sure, but also this is a golden opportunity. Again, similar to talking about the Aaliyah Del Rosario thing, this is a win-win if it works. If it works, this is a win-win for Penn State. Again, bold bet, high volume score with personality and presence. This is good for them if it works. For Kiyomi, this is a chance to grow, not just as a player, but as a leader. And basically, this is your team where you can play your game, develop your brand, and elevate to a bigger level, to a more noticeable level. So yeah, if this works, she's not just Penn State's savior. She is the face of this team. Will we expect to see a huge turnaround in the Lady Lions record next year? No, but hopefully they get a little bit better. Hopefully things take a turn for the better. Again, guys, if y'all could make sure to hit that like button, that really does help the channel out a whole lot. I take a lot of effort into making these streams. Also, I spent a couple of hours yesterday trying to revamp the overall look and feel of this stream. What do y'all think? I got the lower third here. I got the graphic here. Here we go. Here. What do y'all think about the look? What do y'all think? I'm very, very curious. I'm trying to really make this thing look like a show. Really make this look awesome. So yeah, let me know. Okay.